President Trump just made two huge moves to save Social Security. First Lady Melania Trump files a $1 billion defamation lawsuit against Joe Biden's son Hunter for saying she's connected to Jeffrey Epstein. I'll show you Hunter's response. It's ridiculous. Plus, Senator Adam Schiff gets bad news from top-ranking Republican James Comer. I'll go through all of those details. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. Let's jump right into the news. On the 90th anniversary of the Social Security Act signed by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt on August 14th, 1935, President Trump issued a proclamation honoring the program and outlining his administration's efforts to protect it for future generations. Trump reaffirmed his campaign promise to safeguard Social Security, which supports nearly 60 million American seniors, and highlighted the One Big Beautiful Bill as delivering tax deduction from middle-income seniors receiving Social Security. Now, during the election cycle, and even to this very day, top Democrat leaders say Donald Trump is planning to destroy Social Security. Well, in fact, he did just the opposite of that. Key actions taken by his administration just removed 275,000 illegal aliens from Social Security. 12.4 million individuals over the age of 120 were just removed from receiving monthly Social Security checks. President Trump warned that under Democrat leadership, Social Security would collapse, contrasting it with his administration's progress compared to Biden's destructive management. Now, when they first started, the average call time was 42 minutes and in person was 32 minutes. Under Commissioner Frank Bisignano, wait times have dropped 30% in the field and 73% over the phone. Disability claim backlogs are also down 26%, and Americans now have 24/7 access due to the improved online website. Let me show you exactly what President Trump had to say about this, because it's very interesting, and I think you should just hear it right from the horse's mouth, as they say.
Benefits, we've already kicked nearly 275,000 illegal aliens off of the Social Security system. These are people, many of them have already left the country, and yet we were sending them checks all the time. And 275,000, and that number is now even larger than that, Frank. It's an unbelievable job. And what that's doing is making the system strong. It's making it strong.
All right. So he's actually strengthening Social Security by getting illegal immigrants out of the system and out of the country. This is huge. Everybody that receives Social Security owes President Trump a massive high five. So cool. All right. Now, remember when Democrats were saying there are no illegal immigrants on Social Security? Well, thanks to President Trump, they can now say that is true. In Washington, D.C., the National Guard has stepped up its presence, deploying troops to the National Mall and Metro Station as President Trump keeps his promise to remove and bring crime down in the nation's capital. More than 1,600 personnel have taken part in the operation so far, with many arrested, many of them illegal immigrants, drug dealers, people that were doing harm. In total, 800 National Guard are fully mobilized, working hand in hand with the Washington, D.C. police. They are not allowed to carry guns, but they are allowed to detain people temporarily. Of course, the rollout hasn't been without pushback. At a downtown checkpoint, protesters were heard yelling, "Go home, fascist pigs," and many other obscene things. Now, listen to what former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had to say about this topic, because she believes that Donald Trump is ruining the country, but I beg to differ. Listen to what she had to say about Trump.
Any of the actions that are taken have to understand what their purpose is, and that they are doing the right thing. You know, you look at what's happening in Washington, D.C. now. We all want to secure our border. We all want to have safety in our communities. But is what the president is doing at the border or what he's doing in Washington, D.C. in furtherance of that? I don't think so. I don't know what their mission is, but I do know that when we want to secure our border, but we cannot do it while we squander what the purpose is of the men and women in uniform that we're sending there.
All right. That lady is a loser and a liar, and she's crazy, and she makes no sense. She literally said, we all want to secure the border and make our communities safe, but not the way Trump's doing it, right? Because the way Trump's doing it, nobody's crossing the border right now. And the way Trump's doing it, nobody's getting mugged or violated. They are removing those people. This is the group that wanted 15 million people to flood into the country. This is the group that said, we've got the best border bill in American history, and it allowed 5,000 people into the country before the president would get involved. That was on a daily basis. They want criminals in the street. They literally fly to other countries to check in on criminals instead of consoling criminals' victims. The Democrat Party is evil and mean, and they are going down. And it makes me very happy. But I can see why Trump calls Nancy Pelosi crazy Nancy Pelosi. All right. Furthermore, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that Washington, D.C. will no longer operate as a sanctuary city. President Trump has ordered her to work with the police. Everyone now must notify ICE if they come in contact with illegal immigrants. She revoked several executive orders issued by D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith that restricted cooperation with ICE, including bans on arrests based solely on immigrant warrants, sharing intimate release information, and allowing for ICE interrogation. Pam Bondi argued these measures shield criminals and make our cities unsafe. Well, she's absolutely right. All right, now I want to tell you guys about our First Lady, Melania Trump. A couple of weeks ago, many of you doubted me when I said that Democrats all over the country were trying to associate her with being a Jeffrey Epstein victim, or maybe she was friends with Epstein, or maybe she helped with his trafficking organization, or maybe she was sold to Donald Trump by Jeffrey Epstein himself. Well, now Melania Trump is suing Joe Biden's son, Hunter, for $1 billion because he continues to defame her, trying to link her to Jeffrey Epstein. Eric Swalwell did the same thing. Some are saying, well, maybe now the Trumps should go after Eric Swalwell. So they're suing for defamation, $1 billion for accusing Melania of being part of the Jeffrey Epstein trafficking situation. I'm going to bring up Hunter Biden's reaction to this because I think it's really fascinating. Let's go ahead and watch this together.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day of presidential litigation has arrived. It's lawsuit time. In my hand is a legal demand letter addressed to Mr. Hunter Biden from the First Lady of the United States, demanding a retraction of Channel 5's video called Hunter Biden Returns, in which Mr. Biden here makes some speculative comments about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, Melania Trump, and Donald Trump.
Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the president met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know.
He didn't make these claims out of nowhere. They come from another journalist named Michael Wolff, who is a biographer that actually spoke to Jeffrey Epstein. But now here we are. And I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein?
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Okay, well, there you have it. So his response to a family who has won hundreds of millions of dollars in defamation lawsuits is F you. I'm not going to retract associating you with that creepy pedophile loser, Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think he would be wise to apologize and back down from that one. All right, I've got more to tell you, but first, a word from our sponsor. Did you know your liver is the second largest organ in your body and responsible for over 500 vital functions? Yet over 30% of Americans have a sluggish liver, and most don't even know it. That's why it's important to tell you about Dose for Your Liver, a powerful science-backed daily shot designed to cleanse and protect your liver naturally. This tiny but mighty formula supports digestion, reduces bloating, boosts energy, and even improves sleep. In fact, in a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, 86% of participants lowered their liver enzymes by 50%. Now, one dose is 17 turmeric shots, and it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and 100% vegan, and it tastes delicious. Your liver works hard for you every day. It's time to return the favor. Support your body's filter with Dose for Your Liver and feel the difference from the inside out. Save 25% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/Gardner and enter Gardner at checkout. Again, dosedaily.co/Gardner for 25% off your first month's subscription. The Trump administration is moving to strengthen Americans' trust, with Kash Patel doubling down on the Russiagate issue and declaring, we are going to de-weaponize the FBI and get its credibility back to the American people by delivering the accountability they need, by showing them what we are doing every step of the way. These guys are doing such a great job. I've been saying, of course I want information on Jeffrey Epstein, but these guys are taking down so many weirdos and perverts and busting drug cartel. I mean, doing so much. But listen to what he had to say to Sean Hannity over on Fox News.
But there's been a lot of talk and a lot written about the investigation into a grand conspiracy. To the extent possible, what can you tell us about that? In other words, that this is long-standing. If it is, in fact, a grand conspiracy, the statute of limitations would be eliminated. Is that what the investigation is about?
Well, Sean, what we're doing is building a case for the American public under the Truth and Transparency and Accountability Initiative. And what I mean by that is AG Bondi brilliantly highlighted our partners, Director Ratcliffe at the CIA and Director Gabbard over at the DNI. We are working with them because the documents that would facilitate an investigation of this magnitude don't just rest at the FBI and DOJ. They're throughout the intelligence community. And we, the Russiagate guys like Johnny Ratcliffe and myself who investigated this and exposed this, are trying to expose documentation that we've known existed for years. At the same time, we're finding new material. So the best approach is to release this information with them and also go to our colleagues in Congress who have an oversight function on the judiciary committees and oversight committees and demand from us information and documentation that we can publicize. Things like the Durham Annex, which we've known have existed this entire time, but were classified for political reasons.
All right. So do you hear what he's saying? We are dripping this information out on the American public. We are making this information common knowledge to the best of our ability. And anything that was classified, we're getting permission to make it unclassified. Do you understand that the Biden DOJ knew all of this crap on Obama, on Clapper, on Comey, on Brennan, on Hillary Clinton? It was all in the annex. It was all in the FBI. And they hid all of it, or they kept it top secret so that you and I, with low security clearance or no security clearance, couldn't see it.
We're educating the American public as we build through this transparency initiative. And where the investigation goes, I can assure you of this. We will max accountability for the American public. We delivered before when we ran the Russiagate investigation. I now happen to be President Trump's choice for FBI director, and I'm honored to lead that charge with our great partners in Johnny Ratcliffe and our great Attorney General and the prosecutors they have over there who are just as committed to justice as everyone should be, blindly so. We are going to de-weaponize the FBI and get its credibility back to the American people by delivering the accountability they need, by showing them what we're doing every step of the way. That has never been done before.
All right. Now, part of this is they are going up against the deep state. Now, I told you guys a couple videos back that President Trump was demanding this information be released, and the CIA was trying to block him. This is when DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, she came in, and before anything could go to committee or be redacted, she just automatically put it out to the American people once it was declassified. So these guys are playing high-level chess that we're not seeing behind the scenes. And Kash Patel is trying to let you know, we are trying to do this in the public sphere so that you guys are educated and you see what we're doing. Not only are we trying to rebuild credibility, but we're also letting you know the stuff you want, the people you want in trouble, in jail, that tried to ruin your life, your family, the president. We are going after all of them. So I love this transparency. I think it's amazing. So great. All right, now, Gavin Newsom, somebody mailed him a Trump 2028 hat, and the guy literally is having a meltdown over it. Let's go ahead and watch that together.
Wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
All right. Wake up, America. Wake up and let me know in the comments. Do you agree with Gavin Newsom that Trump is wrecking the economy? That he is a fascist, that he's destroying the country, that he will rig the election to get himself elected in 2028. This guy is not screwing around, says Gavin Newsom. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe that? I don't. I think Trump's doing a great job. I, for one, appreciate what he's been doing. And I hope you do as well. All right. Now, Newsom ally Adam Schiff also made a fool of himself. According to The Blaze, Adam Schiff has accused President Trump of being a corrupt president, making more money for himself and his family than any other president. Let me go ahead and show that to you because it's good stuff.
This guy ran on a platform of bringing down the cost of the American people, and he's a failure. He's a failure. Costs continue to rise, but take solace in this. As you, the American people, are paying more and more for your everyday lives, Donald Trump's economy is going great. His personal economy is great. He's building a $200 million ballroom for himself. He just got his third Air Force One. He's making more money for himself and his family than he ever had.
All right. Wow. So he just said to California, it's hard for you to afford to live here and make a living and take care of your family because of Trump. And that Trump is a failed president. Look at this. All of this increase in cost of living came under Joseph Robinette Biden. It came under Gavin Newsom. It came under Congressman Adam Schiff, now Senator Adam Schiff. The Democrats posted this. And then when they got all the pushback, this page doesn't exist anymore. So Adam Schiff is a liar. It's what he does best. He lies. So look at this. This is Trump in the first term, making your life great. All of this increase is under Joe Biden. And then they say Donald Trump is a failed president. Well, just based on how expensive life got under Biden, I would say Biden is the failed president. But what do I know? I'm just a guy here on the internet. Oh gosh, what? They fall for this. The 100 people that showed up to Newsom and Adam Schiff's rally, they fall for this. It's just absolute insanity to me. I really do worry for Adam Schiff. Now, he said the president is making more money for him and his children than ever before. I don't know that that's true, but this guy in California was sure making a lot of money. Democrat Los Angeles City Councilman has been charged for embezzling $800,000. This guy allegedly stole $800,000 from his fellow California Los Angelesans. But Donald Trump is the problem. Donald Trump is the reason that it's hard to live in California. It has nothing to do with the highest taxes in the land, the fact that you're giving billions and billions of dollars in free health insurance, free Medicare, free Medicaid to illegal immigrants, the fact that you guys literally paid people to sit at home, that you kept the lockdown going for months and months and months after it was officially declared dead. Bunch of morons running the state of California. Gavin Newsom, dude, if you run for governor, or for president, they are going to bury you. But then again, there's a lot of stupid Democrat voters. It's really sad. All right, last story on Adam Schiff. We had Congressman James Comer took some time away from his family to let us know what's going to happen with Adam Schiff when they get back from break.
When you talk about Adam Schiff, not only is this coming to light that he leaked classified data, that he colluded with the media to try to create a false narrative to hurt our president of the United States, to hurt our foreign policy, to influence the elections. But he's also involved in a mortgage scam. So I think that the walls are closing in on Adam Schiff, and I think the Department of Justice has ample evidence now to move forward and hold Adam Schiff accountable for the many crimes that he's committed.
You heard it right there. Many crimes committed. When they get back from break, I told you, I showed you another congresswoman. She said, oh, we may be on break, but behind the scenes, we're talking about removing him from his position. We're talking about getting him kicked out of Congress. And now you've got the DOJ getting all this information from CIA, DNI, FBI about his lies. They're corroborating it. And you've got the mortgage fraud. I think this dude's going down. All right. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. If you could, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. When you hit that like button, it tells YouTube and Rumble to share this video with other people. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. Stay amazing, and I'll see you on the next video.